All right, guys, listen up, because I'm not going to talk too loud. You never know who's listening these days. This is about a guy named Frederick Douglass. And this guy didn't just survive, he thrived. Born into slavery in 1818 in the heart of Maryland, Douglass could have been like many others, stuck in chains, never seeing a way out. But that wasn't for him. He broke the mental chains first, teaching himself to read and write, even though back in those days, they didn't want black folks to learn a damn thing. They thought keeping you ignorant kept you in control. But that wasn't for Douglass. He proved them all wrong. So here's what happened. Douglass escaped from slavery in 1838. And what did he do? He didn't just run for his own freedom. He wrote about it. He published one of the most famous autobiographies in history, Narrative of Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. And that book hit. It made the whole country stop and think. He's telling us like it is. This is what slavery looks like. This is what it feels like. And people listened, and they acted. This book was a weapon in the fight against slavery, spreading knowledge like wildfire. But Douglass didn't stop there. He didn't just free himself and bounce. He became the voice for a voiceless, a leader in the abolitionist movement, traveling, speaking, demanding that America live up to its promises of freedom and equality. He wasn't afraid to confront the system, calling out the hypocrisy of a nation built on liberty while keeping millions of people enslaved. And let me tell you, when you're a man of his caliber, you make noise. Now you'd think that might be enough for one life. Nope. He was about equality for everyone. Douglass didn't just fight for black freedom, he fought for women's rights too. He stood shoulder to shoulder with the leaders like Susan B. Anthony, advocating for women's suffrage because he understood true freedom doesn't mean anything until everyone is free. Frederick Douglass important today, you ask? You better believe it. In the midst of today's struggles with racial injustice, systemic oppression, inequality, Douglass's words still echo. And when people stand up for their rights, when they fight against the system, they're walking in the path that Douglass paved. His legacy is a reminder that the battle for freedom never ends, and it's always worth fighting for. So don't just read about him, know about him, understand his story, because it's not just history, it's our fight today as well. And every time we challenge injustice, we're also standing on the shoulders of people like Frederick Douglass.